Recently, I wandered into a bad part of town where a group of shiny, bright white lights was holding a poker game in the shell of a burned out tahini raincoat. And after losing all of my money to the shiny, bright white lights, I wandered into a cafe where, on a small stage in the back, a band called Cutlery on Prozac was doing its big hit, Stairway to Prozac. And after grooving on that tune for a while, I wandered into the men's room and did heroin with an apologetic, homoerotic grizzly bear who laughed at everything I said. I awoke the next morning to find the beautiful blonde poetess that I loved standing over my futon. She emanated a shiny, bright white light, which took the form of a small child who gave me a cigarette. I set my desk on fire and was about to light up when my willpower sent over one of its thugs who tried to intimidate me, but instead tripped over one of the Janis Joplin commemorative Southern Comfort bottles which litter the floor of my apartment. So I smoked. And this sent me into a downward spiral. I became obsessed with small, dark spaces. I bathed in 30-weight oil. I took my dry cleaning to a psychic. I spent the first birthday that I've had in years alone. Cops began making appointments to arrest me. The internet crashed my rent party. My ex-suntan made long-distance phone calls to disease-ridden prostitutes and charged them to my phone. And all of a sudden, everyone became better than me. Finally, a couple of pockmarked brain cells invited me to an underground parking garage in the Sudan to smoke some weed. I opted instead for a solitary walk along a quiet beach, where I once again came upon the beautiful blonde poetess that I loved. She was drawing pictures of old boyfriends in the sand and crying. I knelt beside her and took her in my arms. Above us, seagulls formed a string quartet and played sweetly. Pollution took the day off. Fevers broke. Congressmen pinched their own asses. And for just a moment, no one, anywhere, used the phrase, "Why don't you go back where you came from?"